Hey guys, in this video I'll break down the poses from the top 4 at the 2024 Dubai Pro to see if there were any robberies or if this show was fairly judged. For the placings, you had Rubiel in 4th, Nathan in 3rd, Bonac in 2nd, and Behrouz in 1st. Do you guys think that there were any robberies, or do you think that this show was fairly judged? Let me know in the comments, and let's get into the video. Alright, for the front double, I'd say that it's either Behrouz or Bonac. However, I'm leaning towards Bonac because he has the detail and the best arms, along with phenomenal separation. His midsection may be the widest, however, he is dry, conditioned, and dense. His quads don't look as full as I've seen them in the past. However, he is beating Behrouz in that area and handily wins against Nathan in the arms. Rubiel looks absolutely monstrous though, and could take this one if you underplay the conditioning disparity. However, it does seem as though the judges cared a lot about the detail. He does look great in the arms, silhouette, and legs, however, there is no denying his subpar conditioning. I'd probably say that Bonac is winning this pose, with Behrouz in a very close second, Nathan and, maybe Neckzilla in that 3rd place spot, definitely battling it out. However, I'd probably go with Neckzilla since he doesn't have those torn up arms, and looks way more freaky. The front lat spread is probably either a Nathan or Behrouz pose, or maybe even a Neckzilla pose, since Nathan does have a nice structure and solid fullness, while Behrouz is super muscular and conditioned in the chest, arms, and the legs. Normally I would go with Neckzilla in this pose, however, like I said, his conditioning and separation of the quads really are not up to par, however, his shape is impressive nonetheless. Now, Behrouz's midsection isn't as tight as I've seen it in the past, however, his silhouette, lats, and overall development are the most impressive. Bonac is definitely limited by his shorter structure, and his wider waist and withered lats really don't help. I'd probably go with Behrouz for the overall density, with Nathan or Rubiel in 2nd place, and Bonac in a distant 3rd. That said, I think that Rubiel would probably beat Nathan in the pose, since his shape and size, along with the lats, are far more impressive than Nathan's conditioning. The side chest is a solid pose for these guys, however, right off the bat, I can tell you that Rubiel is probably taking this one since he has the thickest side leg, an incredibly well-developed arm and delt, and a very nice chest. I really like his fullness and total size, and I think it was rather clear that he would take these side poses. Now, Behrouz is great as well, with a comparably developed side leg, actually very surprising, look how big that is. Great arm as well and delt, and very solid detail. I will say that he looks a bit washed out in that side leg, flatter in the chest, however, he's solid nonetheless. Now, Bonac might be the least thick from the side in the chest, however, his arm, delt, and side leg are shredded to the bone and they look very impressive. Nathan is alright, but not nearly as detailed in the side leg, arm, or chest as the other two, however, he does have great fullness. While I am pretty certain that Rubiel would have taken this shot, with Behrouz in 2nd place, 3rd and 4th are a toss-up, with maybe Bonac leading toward that 3rd place more than Nathan. The rear double is going to be a Bonac or Behrouz shot easily, since Nathan is extremely weak in the hamstrings and glutes and his arms are a bit asymmetrical, and Neckzilla is obviously not as conditioned as I would like to see him. Like I said earlier, Behrouz looks a bit watery in the back, however, apart from that, he is the most developed and dense and has an incredibly well separated set of glutes and hamstrings. Not the best I've ever seen him, however, he's still very competitive. Now, Bonac has seen better days in the back, however, he still has that razor-sharp conditioning and separation, and solid mid to upper back development. I'd say that his arms and legs are the best out of the 4, and he appears to have peaked the best as well. I would choose him here, however, Behrouz is certainly a force in this pose as well. While Rubiel has definitely brought up that back and looks huge, his glutes and hamstrings pale in comparison to even Nathan's when it comes to that detail. Sure, his back is thick and dense, and his overall width is phenomenal. However, I'd still say that he needs 2 to 3 weeks of dieting before he can really contend for a win. The rear lat spread is undeniably a Behrouz pose since he destroys the others in the overall back density and total development. Nathan might have wider lats, however, they insert very highly and don't appear opened up as well as in the past. Again, his hamstrings and glutes are lacking and therefore hold him back against 2 of the best lower bodies from behind. Rubiel does look extremely wide and thick, however, the same story can be said as was told in every other pose. That lack of sharpness and dry conditioning holds him back tremendously. However, the size alone might be enough to beat a guy like Bonac, who, if he had better lats, would take this pose. However, as it is, those lats have melted away and his taper is asymmetrical and very unaesthetic. Great lower body, however, I would choose Behrouz, then Neckzilla, then Bonac, and lastly Nathan. The side tricep is actually a really good pose for Behrouz thanks to his posing changes. He finally looks really good here, tightening up that waist and showing streamlined aesthetics. He's well-rounded, in good condition, and has great size as well. Bonac is really aesthetically pleasing and near perfect in this pose. However, he seems too small compared to Behrouz. I'm a huge fan of his posing and overall flow, however, he does lack in the chest, side leg, and delt size. Nathan looks a bit tired and worn out here, definitely not the best look in my opinion, and his waist protrudes at the bottom. I do like his arms, delts, chest, and everything really. He looks decent in the upper body, and his physique appears kind of grainy, however his flow is unpleasant. Lastly, not to forget about the king of the side tricep, we have Rubiel, who looks easily the best. Look, Behrouz and Bonac are great, however the chest, tricep, and side leg of Rubiel are world class, easily one of the best poses of all time already. He's a true machine and a champion from the side, since his side leg is incredibly detailed and the chest, tricep, and delt are also round and full. I'd give this one to him with Behrouz in second, Bonac in third, and Nathan in fourth. The ab and thigh is up next, and this is definitely a Behrouz pose, however nobody is really that good from a silhouette standpoint apart from maybe Rubiel. While Behrouz has the best combination of things to make a good ab and thigh, he lacks the quad sweep and size to really make this a top-tier shot. He still handily schools the other two in the lats, midsection, and shape. However, his quads are just really subpar, that's really all I can say. Now, Nathan's Portugal Pro package would honestly take this pose. However, here his obliques spill out and the midsection looks a bit sloppy. Then again, he has the best taper and some ridiculously separated quads, so I could see him winning the pose. Bonac is clearly last though, with the worst midsection, terrible lats, but great quads. Not a pretty pose for anyone, however, Behrouz and Nathan are the front runners in my opinion. Rubiel does look good, I mean we all know he has great abs, massive thighs, and a relatively good silhouette for a big man, but that said, his conditioning isn't the best, and therefore I would have him behind Nathan and Behrouz, but in front of Bonac. Lastly, we have the most muscular pose, which is a great one for all of them. Now my eyes are drawn to Bonac and Behrouz the most, since Bonac comes alive in the arms, chest, and delts, and his entire physique showcases incredible detail and vascularity. Behrouz looks so massive in the delts, arms, and chest, and his midsection is so small that the illusion upstairs is absolutely tremendous. Sure, his quads are definitely mediocre, however the total package is unbeatable upstairs. Nathan is actually very nice, I'd say, having solid fullness and detail, and Rubiel is so thick and well developed in every area. I will say that the front runners do appear to be Behrouz and Bonac in this pose, with Nathan and Rubiel fighting for that third place, so take your pick. All in all, I do think that this was a fair win for Behrouz. While he wasn't 100%, he still looked to be the most complete from every angle. Great conditioning, solid development, and clean lines all helped him secure that 100k check. The only debate that can be made would be for Neckzilla beating Nathan, which I could see. I like his shape more, and his mass completely dominated that stage. Then again, Nathan's quads were far more separated, and his physique looked more refined and polished, so overall, I do think that this show was fair. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what you thought of this show, and if you enjoyed, a like and sub would be awesome. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.